Hey friends. Oh, well, I had a really great meeting yesterday um, with uh, with my coach, somebody who's been working with me for a couple of years now, and and what she's really good at is pointing me in the direction of kind of where my focus needs to go, where it might not want to go because of my own discomfort or my own sort of patterns that I get comfortable with, and taking me outside my comfort zone. She's got a really, at the same time, it's really nurturing and supportive, but I always have this sense of like, okay, I have to lean in a little bit with her. I have to kind of take one step beyond my usual way of thinking. And and so what that has evoked is just an appreciation for that. I found myself yesterday reflecting on how whenever I do that, whenever I take that extra little, it's kind of like jumping under a cold shower or something. Your body and your mind just kind of wake up, and it's like, like a cold shower is a good example, because a cold shower, what I find when I jump under a cold shower, that cold water hits me. And of course, the first response, now it's not really, it doesn't do this for very long, but my first response is always, whoa! And then, before I know it, it's like my spine aligns, my skin tightens up, like all the things that a human body naturally does to cope with cold just happen. And within a couple of moments, certainly within a minute or so, my whole system doesn't feel cold anymore. Now I can just let this cold water bounce off me. I can stand there for, I usually get out because I feel like I'm wasting water. But before that, my system is not in that kind of heightened sense of alignment. So that's what creative friction is like too. It just invites us into a level of integrity, a level of vibration, a level of preparedness, wakefulness, where actually it's just our system's natural capacity to function is at a more optimal level. It's not that there's no new skill set. It's not a superpower. It's just what we have the capacity to do, but we frequently fall out of alignment enough that capacity is somewhat limited or blunted. And so this is just kind of what came up yesterday, is after my call with my coach, and then after doing a little bit of work on what we talked about, I just had this sense, oh, it feels good. This is what it feels like after a cold shower, when it's like, when maybe sometimes I'm walking around the house at night, it's kind of getting cold outside, and that thing where you can kind of feel through the walls, even if our house is at a normal temperature. It's the same temperature pretty much all the time, I assume, because we have thermostats and they do their job. But you can kind of feel the cold from the outside. It's like it's coming through the walls, or just the environment is resonating with us at that temperature, or that lower temperature. I'm kind of like, oh, I feel cold in the house. Go take a cold shower. Poof, not cold anymore. Now I'm just totally, like, resoundingly happy. My system's just good to go. So that's a little bit the feeling I had on a more internal level. And it was really kind of fun to notice that. It was fun to observe. It was cool to feel that happen. So Yeah. The cold shower. Who knew? I'm just here praising an existential cold shower, maybe. Or a psychological, maybe not existential, that's a lot. But a kind of mental, internal, emotional cold shower. That's the ticket, because that's really what it feels like. It's like that our comfort zone is like there's padding. There's an inherent warmth and an ease, and we're just kind of cozy and comfortable. Many spiritual teachers that I've studied or that I've been around talk about how comfort is the ultimate enemy. Comfort is the thing that blunts our perception. It blunts our wakefulness. It just kind of like lulls us to sleep. And not in a good way. Of course, it's not that we don't ever need to be comfortable. It's just that I think, comfort as a sort of bedfellow of complacency, comfort as a sort of settling into cyclical patterns in a way that, where they outlive their capacity to challenge us. It's, when we're there, cold shower is the way to go. And if you've got someone in your life who can provide that and give you like a legit, not a, you're not looking for a fire hose. You're not looking for something destructive. You're not looking for someone to deflate our enthusiasm or our sense of momentum and kind of success, but just someone to kind of ask those questions and to say, well, how deep have you really thought about this? How far are you really taking this? Are you really doing this work, or are you just kind of talking about it? And that's the thing where if there's somebody who can do that in a skillful way and really provide that, because again, it's kind of like the feeling of the cold shower. If that's really what it is, our system aligns. It comes into focus. It comes into wakefulness. It comes into energy, and all of a sudden, our own capacities have risen. That's what we're looking for. That's the kind of cold shower we want. So, yeah, cold showers. Who knew? That's the theme of the day. But that's what I got today, folks. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. All the love in the world. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.